All right, today's topic, installing this sandwich style swivel base. I call it the sandwich style because it mounts between the factory mounting bracket and the seat. It's gonna be sandwiched between here. You could get this on eBay or Amazon for like $110. I'll tag it if I see the tag option for it. So let me go ahead and clean up a little bit here. Pull this off. I know this will be in the way, so take this off and maybe mount it on the driver's side. Here's a big tip for you guys that should help most of you. I took the main base off because I wanted to put more sound deadening in my van, and I wanted this on concrete so I could see the angle, test the angle, because I was reading reviews about how the angle wasn't right, and some people were running into bolt hole issues where they had to enlarge bolt holes on the main base or the swivel base. So I just wanted everything out just so, you know, I have more room to work with. But now that I'm done, I have to pick up the whole setup into my van. But definitely leave this on, put this on next, and then put on the seat, and then put it in the proper orientation, and that's gonna be in the install video, the rest of this video. Here are the tools you're gonna need and some suggestions so this goes smoother. The process is easier. So you're gonna need a hex key, a 6 to be exact. These come in sets. 17mm wrench, preferably a ratcheting one. This is not a ratcheting one. A ratcheting one would have really helped. 15mm wrench. This one is ratcheting. 15mm socket. One of the bolts are tricky, and an extension. And a 19mm wrench, preferably ratcheting. I broke my ratcheting one. Cheap Amazon tool. I had to go with my good old American made Craftsman. So 19, 15 socket, 15 wrench, an extension, 17mm wrench, and a hex key 6. So get those tools and this will go smooth. And another suggestion is get a bunch of washers, and you're going to see why later if you didn't already see what I was doing. I don't know how I'm going to put this in order. I'm parking lot overlanding at Starbucks and Panda Express and IHOP right now. Check out what I have. Swivel seat is now in place. So this video is going to be out of order, but I'm going to go ahead and share the tips on how to install this thing and problems I ran into, the fitment, and the right tools. So you get the right tools, hopefully all the bolts align for you guys. If you got the right tools, all the bolts align, you got all the washers you need, all the parts you need, this should take you an hour or two. I took like 5-6 hours taking my time trying to get it right, but if I were to do this again, I could do it in an hour. Maybe I should start my own business installing these. So if you stick to the end, I'm going to show you guys some behind the scenes stuff, plans with the channel, so I hope you guys check that out. Okay, I have space to work with. You're going to need a 15mm wrench. If you have some extensions, that'll probably be better, but at least this one's ratcheting. And then you got to unplug that. Here's the angle for the front bolt. See the wrench right there? If you move this up, you got space to turn it. Okay. First nut out. So let's go ahead and get the next one. Took like 3 minutes. It's not the best angle, but nothing horrible. Getting the bolt on this side was crap, man. So this one took me like 2-3 minutes to take out. This one took me like 20 minutes. That one was easy, and this one was not. So where's the next one at? Right here. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, this one's easy. So far only this one. This one sucked. Okay, this one, and this one should take you 2 to 3 minutes without power tools. This one get the right extension. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about taking this entire thing out to slap some sound deadening under this while I'm at it. Let me find out what bolts those are, but yeah, I can disconnect this. How does this disconnect? Probably need a flathead. Yep, you don't even need a flathead. Just push this, you're good to go. All right, let me pull the seat out, and then I think I will do a hardware store run. Pull this out, and I think I have some sound deadening left over. These are 19 millimeters, and Amazon tool review. The ratchet broke, popped right out. So I'm gonna look up my listing for this thing, do a separate review. So yeah, I'm just using the good old American-made Craftsman non-ratcheting. So it's gonna take a little longer now. So weird. This whole thing came out. Looks like this one's gonna be the same. Okay, just making sure this rotates before I take the base off completely. One bolt left. I didn't tighten these. I just wanted to see what it looks like, so let me go ahead and turn it back. Sun's out. It's getting hot. My friends know that joke. Put some sound deadening in. It's not perfect. Don't want to cover the bolt holes, but there's a little more in here at least. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this up in the garage and then maybe put it in my van later when the sun's up and it's not as hot. Okay, before you test the base out, flip it over this way. You want the ring pointed down, not up. So I flip this over and it still looks like the same angle. So let me go ahead and put the stock seat on and see what the angle looks like. There's a slight angle, nothing bad though. So I think 2 washers on this side will tilt it just perfectly. Okay, here's what we have so far. So far, everything's lining up, and I hope it lines up for you if you buy this. So you want the rotating base right here, flush. Don't use this bolt, use the second bolt hole. And then to get the angle right, or close to stock as possible, I'm gonna show you where I put washers. Looking at the driver's side seat, I think those washers got the angle just right. It's gonna be close. You're definitely gonna need a 15 millimeter wrench to reinstall because that's your opening right there. And this is using stock hardware, and then it comes with its own hardware, but 15 millimeter wrench for that. Socket's not gonna work. Yeah, deep well's not gonna work here either. It's gonna be too big. You could start by hand, get as tight as you can, and then you have just enough space. Hex key, you're gonna need a 6 and a 17 millimeter wrench for the hardware. This came with preferably a ratcheting wrench. Here's where I put the washers to get the angle right. 3 washers here. 2 of them I provided myself, and a washer in between here to raise it just a little bit. So if you do this like me and remove everything out of your van, this whole setup is about 40 pounds. So keep that in mind. You're gonna have to pick the thing up and put it back in your van. And then it's an even higher lift. If you have a lifted van, you're gonna have to pick it up all the way into there. So yeah, like I said, start off with the base already in here. Okay, got it back in. Let's go ahead and bolt it down and test this out. So looking at the angle, it's pretty close. So I put washers here and I put washers here. You could wedge something under here, like tilt it up and wedge something under there, which I think I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna get this perfect. I just need a tiny bit more lift combined with the washers. So I'm gonna use these 2 nuts right here, slip them under here like a spacer, and that should be good to go. I should have the right angle. It looks like that's going to work. So the angle is going to be pretty close. to the driver's seat. And if you want to really get it perfect, just use my concept and perfect it, maybe longer bolts to get more tilt. Show you guys how to rotate the seat. So you might want to loosen these bolts. I'll do that later because this is hard to turn. But here's your lock right here. See that notch right there? So you want to move it away and then push up on this a little bit, and then it's away from the notch. So now you could turn it. So you're gonna have to move the seat all the way up. OEM lever still works, so move the seat all the way up, tilt the seat forward, and then push on this and you'll be able to move it. If you loosen those bolts, it'll be easier to move. So there you go, one turn. Let's see if I could push it a little more. Okay, now push the seat back with the lever. There you go. Now you could clear this, and you could almost clear this. So you gotta find the right spot. There you go. So it's all about finding clearance, and you just keep rotating it. I'm thinking about just doing this until it loosens up naturally, just so that it's locked in place tighter. So it's turned. Now you want to move the seat all the way forward. Then you could recline it. So the angle when it's turned the other way, it's a little more this way than the driver's seat, but now I see why you want it perfect. I put some washers and spacers here. It definitely needs to be raised 1 more inch. You definitely want to get it aligned perfectly, like the angles with the driver's seat, so that when it's rotated, it'll be perfect. So it's kind of doing this a tiny bit, so I need to lift it just a tiny bit more. So rotate it facing forward, it's fine. So now I know what everyone means about the angles, so that's easily fixed. I have plenty of room still to raise it just a little bit more. When I saw how dark the front is with the van in camp window shades, I said, man, it'll be nice to hang out in the back. I need to get a swivel base. I finally did it 5 years into having this van. So Wasatch roof in May. I'm gonna do something else with the TV, maybe mount it on one of the support beams on the Wasatch roof and have the TV come down right here. This is a perfect gaming chair. So I definitely need to make one more tweak to this chair, raise it another inch in the back, and it'll be spot on. It'll be perfect. This definitely turns your van into a wannabe RV, and just rotating the seat opens up so much space. I had to take off my seat storage though, but once I get the high top roof, I'll have plenty of storage overhead. You could even rotate it more this way. So rotate it facing this way a little more. Nice. I wish I had a nicer view for you guys. But yeah, this is a must-have mod. I mean, you can live without it, but if you have it, it's so nice. I'm glad I finally have it. So next up, I'm gonna bolt a semi-truck grab handle right here for Brooke. No steps, no grab handles here. She grabs this to get in. So I'm gonna put a grab handle right here for her, because this seat is definitely taller. Sitting in the passenger seat, the van is extra lifted now. So there you can see how much taller the passenger seat is now than the driver's seat. So if that bothers you, yeah, get the traditional base or get a swivel base for this side. So the reason why it took me so long to get a swivel base, oh yeah, and don't use rubbing alcohol to clean it. I stripped the paint off. I said I might as well clean it. But the reason why it took me so long to get a swivel base is because I bought one from like truckandrv.com, something like that, and the base didn't fit right. I had to drill my own bolt holes. I had to make my own frame. I still have it somewhere actually. And yeah, they took 3 months to ship it out. That's why I didn't get a base. So these sandwich style bases, they weren't out 13 years ago. So a few of you guys have this, so I decided to try it out. There's more of my van. If you're a first-time viewer, it's set up for camping and off-roading. It's my road trip rig. If this video helped you out or inspired you to try this project for yourself, let me know in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up and a hype. It helps my channel out a lot. I mostly talk about my van, but I also talk about my other vehicles. I like to talk about vehicles that are relatable, that anyone could afford. So thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and here are some behind the scenes content and what I plan to do with my channel. I'll go ahead and finish this up in the garage. There's the tools, hardware, swivel base, main mount, the seat. Check it out. I've had this front mount tow hitch since Christmas 2024. Brooke bought it for me. I will get it installed this year if I have to do it or pay somebody. But I have time today to do this project finally. These floor mats is for Joey's fort. It's still here. I still have them. I'm saving them for you. That's my redneck Ferrari C5 Corvette. That's what the British call Corvettes, redneck Ferraris. I'm gonna watch a British guy on YouTube right now, JM on Cars, great channel. I'm gonna watch a video on the Ferrari 348. I actually like this Ferrari a lot. It was considered the worst Ferrari, terrible. I just love watching videos on that car. If I had the money, I would be John Drives Everything, not just John Drives Anything, but yeah. I want to do a podcast about cars. I'm working on it, and then do van projects. That's the life. Hopefully do this one day full time. You know, that would be the life. Making content all day.